The 2024 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix marks Formula One's return to Imola since the crazy race in 2022. Imola's known for its rainy weather, which usually makes for unpredictable races. And guess what? The forecast says rain might spice up the Grand Prix weekend again. But rain or shine, Imola always gives fans thrilling racing and memorable moments to cheer for. The 2024 race looks set to be another exciting one, with several teams rolling out upgrades for the Grand Prix. Ferrari, Red Bull, Haas, and Alpine have all talked about their improved cars for the weekend. Mercedes, especially, is focused on enhancing the upgrades to their W15 Silver Arrow after they didn't quite deliver as expected in Miami, but the spotlight will be firmly on McLaren, who grabbed their first win since 2021 at the Miami Grand Prix. Their unexpected win in Florida has everyone wondering about the impact of the upgrades on the MCL 3.8 and what they'll bring to Imola. While there's a lot of chatter about car improvements, let's not forget that Red Bull is still the team everyone's gunning for this weekend. They've taken the win in the last two Imola races, making them the ones to watch out for. The Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix at Imola is bound to be a spectacle, especially with Ferrari racing in front of their passionate home crowd, the Tifosi, who are famous for their unwavering support. But again, let's not forget about Red Bull, who have often rained on Ferrari's parade in Italy since the new rules came into play in 2022. With Red Bull expected to roll out upgrades for the Grand Prix, they're definitely a force to reckon with, and another victory for them wouldn't be surprising. That said, fans can look forward to some nail-biting wheel-to-wheel action throughout the race, ensuring an exciting show for everyone watching. Now let's look at Ferrari's upgrades for Imola GP. After the intense showdown at the Miami Grand Prix, Ferrari looks ready to shake up the game with some major upgrades for their car at Imola. Charles Leclerc is convinced that these changes could make or break their season. All eyes are on Ferrari as they gear up for the upcoming European races, with their SF24 set to undergo significant modifications. In Leclerc's words, "As I've said many times, I think the season will be up to upgrades. We have ours coming very soon, and that will define a little bit the rest of the season for us. So we've got to work hard, and hopefully those upgrades will be as good as theirs and will help us to do a significant step forward." Interestingly, Ferrari has been putting their planned upgrade package for Imola through its paces at Fiorano, and the results are turning heads. The car looks significantly different, borrowing some elements from the RB20, but the majority of the revised parts make it look even more menacing than before. However, there are still some challenges Ferrari needs to overcome to beat Red Bull fair and square. Can we expect a Ferrari win in Imola? And more importantly, can they challenge Red Bull consistently? Well, Ferrari's decision to test the upgrades at Fiorano before their debut in Imola has stirred up mixed opinions in the F1 world. While it's all within the rules, some feel it's pushing the boundaries of what's fair. Nonetheless, Ferrari has already gathered valuable data, clocking in 100 kilometers with the new SF24, dubbed as the 2.0 version of the car. From a quick glance, you can spot inverted side pod inlets and new bodywork, along with modified belly and minor adjustments on the front and rear wing. It's clear Ferrari is leaving no stone unturned in their quest for success. The front wing is definitely due for some changes, especially after seeing how McLaren maximized its aerodynamic efficiency in Miami. This played a crucial role in their tyre management, a skill Ferrari has excelled at as well. Now, with the new upgrades, Ferrari aims to take their performance even further. While borrowing some features from the RB20, like the shark mouth inlet design, Ferrari's approach underwent thorough analysis by experts like Enrico Cardile and Diego Tondi. Initially, there were plans for a more extreme belly design, drawing inspiration from Aston Martin and RB19 developments. However, Ferrari ultimately opted for a different, more extreme solution for Imola. This strategic move not only saves costs but also strengthens their budget for future developments. Ferrari can now focus on the two significant upgrades planned for later in 2024 with greater confidence. One crucial development in Ferrari's technical strategy is their shift away from the S-duct solution, initially hailed as a major breakthrough. Instead, they've opted for a different approach, integrating the vertical inlet of the car with the shark mouth, resembling Alpine's design. This setup provides exclusive cooling and an internal blowing function, enhancing the SF24's aerodynamic efficiency and tyre management without the risk of overheating. Ferrari's new floor design also marks a big improvement, as it's responsible for generating the most downforce in the current generation of cars. The SF24 concept builds upon its predecessor, aiming to extract around 15 additional downforce points. Translated on the track, this could mean a boost of 0.3 per second, potentially surpassing Red Bull's lap times. But of course, Ferrari's true challenge lies in striking the right balance between impressive one-lap performance and effective tyre management for Sunday's race. And let's not forget about Red Bull and their upgrade package. They kicked off their car revolution in Japan with an initial package boosting performance by 0.2 per second. Now, they're bringing the rest of this package to Imola to complete their new car design. This race will reveal whether Red Bull has set a new standard that others will struggle to match due to differences in philosophy and design. Ferrari has also introduced an interesting test with splash guards, previously tried by Mercedes but with limited success. With improvements made by Ferrari's team, led by Ollie Bearman and Arthur Leclerc, along with Carlos Sainz's feedback from testing the SF24 and last year's car, they aim to enhance competitiveness in extreme rainy conditions. The F175 Ferrari crew is feeling pretty good about their upgrade package. They've been building on a strong foundation, and despite some early doubts from F1 experts about their cautious approach with the SF24, recent tweaks to their setup have paid off. Now they're sitting pretty at P2, and with this big upgrade, they're ready to give Red Bull a run for their money. Looking ahead, the team's got a new mindset. They've noticed that Red Bull isn't as dominant as before, and they're not coasting along like they used to. But it's not all about the upgrades. They know they've got to bring their A-game on race day 2. While Ferrari's feeling optimistic, Red Bull's still pretty confident in their own upgrades for Imola. And let's not forget about Max Verstappen's talent behind the wheel. He's been pulling in some impressive lap times, showing that it's his skills that are driving the car's performance, not just the car itself. So, what does all this mean? Well, for Ferrari to have a shot at a competitive season in 2024, their upgrade package needs to knock it out of the park, and Red Bull might need to hit a bit of a rough patch with their expectations. There's a glimmer of hope here, especially with Adrian Newey's recent comments about the RB20. He mentioned that while the car's fundamental structure is mostly the same, there's one feature he's not too thrilled about. This could change later in the year or be tweaked for next season. But put that aside for a second. Do you think Ferrari has finally found what they need to challenge Red Bull regularly for wins? With the team's morale soaring high ahead of the upcoming race in their home country, historically a strong one for Ferrari, it's the perfect opportunity to showcase their technical prowess and sustained development over the past couple of years. If Ferrari can elevate their car to a level where they can challenge both Red Bull and McLaren, we could be in for an exciting season with 3 teams vying for victories. And with only 6 races completed out of a 24-race season, the championship is far from decided. Drop your predictions for Imola GP in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.